How's it going, guys? I'm here with Ashmeed from University of Tampa, S&C coach. We're here to talk about the deep muscle system and how athletes are training that system and what you guys are doing and what the challenges are that you're seeing with that. So you could talk a little bit about how you guys are training that right now?
The basic is like, hey, the basic training you have, your big lifts and everything else, we focus on a muscle, but on the same note, when you talk about it, coming from a collegiate setting to a pro setting, you have a season that's going to last 8 months long. There's going to be a lot of injuries. The guy's going to train, like 5 days a week. You have to put somewhere to your lifting plan, but at the same time, like everything needs to be sport specific. Everything needs to be showing a result. You cannot introduce something new and say like, hey, we're going to test you guys on this thing, and it might work, it might not work. The guy's like worth $1 million. Your player's $1 million. The coach will not even let you touch that guy. You want solid evidence. You're like, hey, I worked this thing in the past. I do this thing in the past. Like the biggest example I can give is, like with Omega Wave, like you can predict their CNS or aerobic capacity on the same note. Like both of them, some athletes are CNS based, some are aerobic based, but on the same note, there will be athletes that are CNS fatigue, but you have them in practice because you want them to be a little parasympathetic. That's where you want to be. Like they can build quick, they can recover quick, the lactate clears out of their body. It's not like you just give them a day off. But on the same note, bottom line, there are struggles, but at the same time, there's sports science is evolving, and you have all these new gadgets, cool gadgets. They help us, you do achieve this stuff. But on the same note, how quality or quantity-wise you analyze everything, that's the biggest, I guess, challenge. And if you can collect a number, you can respond to it, you can totally find a better result of it.
How are you deciding what technologies to bring in and what new ideas are the right ones to use with your athletes?
That's the one of the biggest thing, like, hey, like Catapult's been on the market for so long, but, like, hey, it's been in Europe country for like last 10 years, but like America just started it. Now there's a lot of colleges that bring it into it. My first experience in Catapult was into colleges. We pick up something and like you monitor people for like athletes like, hey, for 4 months, the biggest part is like for Catapult is like just injury prevention. But now you take Catapult in a pro setting and now you have like not only injury prevention, you gotta manage their weekly loads. You have guys that are gonna play once a week, there's a game, but some weeks we have 2 games. Then how you gonna do that, like you cannot just base off acute to chronic loading. That's gonna be off the chart. You're working with pro athletes, it's never going to be between like 0.8 to 1.3. It's going to be everywhere. And you have to know like how your guys respond. What sessions they're going to do. They're going to do complete training, they're going to do partial training, because how you want to play this guy. You just want enough stimulus. Like, hey, you have covered this much high distance, this is your total distance, you can pull out. That's it. That was enough exposure. And that's the biggest challenge. Like there are so many technologies, but like the one which cannot give you like a prediction what you want relative to the game, there's no point of it. Like, Catapult is like so focus based on GPS, and that's what I want to know. On the same note, I can have any other GPS tracker, like people use all these other equipments, like they will not give you precise route. So that's a big part, like picking up a sports science equipment that has been in a market, that's been evaluated, that's been done research on, it's a good benefit than just, like finding something new and just like playing with it. Yeah.
So you guys, I'll close with this. So you come here, what are your major goals? What are you trying to accomplish at this conference?
The same thing everybody's here for, just to grasp as much knowledge as possible. Because, like, hey, the guys that are here in this industry for like, I'm like 25, man. They've been here for like 70 years. They know what have they done, how have they accomplished something. So learn something, old school training combined with a new school training, like the old school, like, hey, how they used to think in the past. Like now the things that you used in the past, now we can evaluate those things. Biggest thing, velocity-based training. People are like, oh, back in the day, like, it's a heavy squat, he's going to move slow, but now we can see how quickly he moves, which gives an analysis like, hey, so that's a big part, like learning old school and combining with the new school training with all the sports science we have, like it's like a whole different world now when you can analyze every athlete, you can predict like how his future's gonna look like, how much improvement he has, or if he's learning quickly, he's adapting quickly or not. His injury risk, like it's like, hey, he had a max like 10 weeks now, we have to settle him down. So that's the thing, like as much as exposure you get, as much as more people you need, meet, learn something from everybody over here, because like every person's unique, every person's training is unique, every single gadget is unique. But how you can combine it, that's the biggest part. If you can, put one and one together, you can get 2, or, put one and one together, you can make something 11. So it's really something how you collect the data and how you analyze it.
I love your mindset. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it.